moving on to the inside. This is my buffer tank, the other big component of my whole system. It's a 500 liter or 130 gallon holding capacity buffer tank that has two heat exchanger coils in it, one in the bottom and one in the top. Uh, those two are submerged in those 130 gallons of water. And the bottom heat exchanger coil is the dedicated heat pump loop coil that I'm going to explain right now. So my 1-inch PEX lines coming from the heat pump are entering the house right here. Fluid is being pumped this way, first into the Caleffi air separator valve that I'm really happy with. Then we have the expansion tank to accommodate the thermal expansion as you heat up the fluid. Then it goes into the circulator pump. The circulator pump is moving the fluid around and round between the heat pump and the buffer tank. Then we have a pressure gauge to keep the system pressure monitored, and another air separator valve because it's the highest point in my entire system. So air pockets don't collect in any high spots. Then here a pressure relief valve, and then the water heater connectors, stainless steel that just screw onto these fittings here and here. And it goes into the buffer tank, into the heat exchanger in the bottom of the tank, where the fluid gets circulated, moves through those coils, gives off its heat onto the 130 gallons of water in the tank, comes back out the bottom here, 10 degrees Fahrenheit colder. And then I have a drain valve, and then this 1-inch PEX pipe goes back out to the heat pump, where the whole cycle starts again. Then we have all the communication wires right here. The gray one is for the main controller of the heat pump. We have the temperature sensor wire that's going into the buffer tank, and we have the what's it called? The Wi-Fi transmitter wire. And then in this conduit here is the hot wire that goes and powers the circulator pump. So that's the black wire I showed you earlier that hooks up to terminal 1 in the heat pump itself. So terminal 1 gets that wire and runs it to the excuse me, to the circulator pump. So the heat pump outside is entirely controlling that circulator. And then I just have a white neutral wire that runs back to my breaker panel to complete the circuit so that the pump runs in first place. Now, again, the communication wires, I just have them tacked temporarily into place right here. This is the gray controller wire cable that goes into the controller, that you can, like, turn the unit on and off. No, we don't want to do that now, but yeah, you can just, you can see what it's doing, monitor everything, in the temperature, out temperature. Then this wire is the Wi-Fi wire. So you just, the whole unit gets delivered with all of this stuff. You wire up the power supply right there. And then this is the actual Wi-Fi transmitter that links up with your home internet. So you then download the app onto your phone and set it all up. And that way you can be out of the house 1,000 miles away, and you go onto your phone in your app and you can see what the heat pump's doing. You can turn it on, turn it off. You can change the temperatures. It's really handy if you're away for like a couple days, and you want a warm house when you come back. So I can turn on the heat pump or change the set temperature so that it's cozy and warm by the time I get home, because I have radiant floor heat. It takes 6 to 8 to 10 hours to heat those floors back up once they're cold.